Hello, people of YouTube. It's Brittany, Inner Goddess, here on the tube and elsewhere. I'm coming on here to chit chat about psychic honesty. Alright, so amongst the crowd of readers, we'll notice this. Like you can tell um, whether they say it or not, when someone is not wanting to say all that is in their head or what all they're feeling, or they're trying to hedge their words or try to say something nicer, trying to be politically correct. We witness that. And I think the general populace, even those that don't read cards, if they're sensitive, they'll catch that also. Now, of the magician demographic, because not every tarot reading person would consider themselves a manipulator of reality. They might just read the future, the past, the present. They just look at what's going on, look at what's already planned or already happened. They ain't trying to change nothing, adjust nothing. All right. So, and then there's regular people. There's regular people that just be lying, and they be lying to try to get a certain result, lying to get a certain reaction, lying to hide something or other, lying because they're embarrassed of what the truth is, or don't want anyone to know, or are afraid of getting in trouble. There's some varieties of reasons for lying folk. Um, so blending this all together, and chit chatting about honesty. When you're real about something or other, this gives a touchstone. This is a grounding marker for the sensitive. Some people are calling them demons. But they're definitely humans with special ability. I'm like, it looks like a person, like we call it a person. Like what else? I don't know. Uh, I don't think we're really at the point yet where we're going to seriously start calling people out right and left as being beyond human and gathering facts. We're just getting with the disclosure stuff. So we're just acknowledging that there's more than humanity. So pointing out who is not, I don't think it's going to fly. Not just yet. This is going to take some time. Now we'll acknowledge some special abilities. There's something going on there. But that's enough. Um, so you say something that is true. This is a grounding thingy. Uh, maybe it's where you're located, and anybody that witnesses you is strength to that truth. They witness, they're just like, I know that person lives where they say they live. That is a factoid. This goes for all manner of things. And magicians use this. What you witness adds strength to the truth. How that is said ethereally can vary, but this is a contributing factor in gossip, where something like a story might get skewed, just like playing telephone. You whisper something, and maybe for the first person or two or three, depending on if the first person likes to play around with what was said, but it might be accurate the first couple people, but by the time it gets to the end of the telephone game, it's usually so far in another direction that it's just like, what? And it's that's always funny because it's like looking around the circle, like, where did this happen? So, anywho, I laid some stuff down, some factoids that I thought would stand for a moment in time. I did not think that people would continue to check the status. It's just like if you say that your gas tank is full. Does that mean it's always full? Freaking no. Sometimes you run it on E. But heaven forbid you take that a step further and you didn't say your gas tank is full. You said something like, I stay keeping gas in my tank. Flexed on some people. Now some empty tank people are going to be mad, and they're going to be psychically watching you for any vibes that your tank is empty. And if they catch you, heaven forbid somebody's a mechanic, and they catch you with an empty tank, they are witness that you're a liar. So, freaking what? You ain't always lying. But come on now. Maybe you were on your way to the gas station. Maybe that was just a bad day. It was just a moment in time. Maybe you didn't even mean that car. You meant your other car. You always keep gas, and that's mind yours. Seriously, why are you watching my gas tank? So, this is just a wild example. But you get where I'm trying to go. Something like you land something in truth, and folks verify it by witness. That's how sensitive people feel like something is true. They're just like, oh yeah, they're being honest. That feels right. Now, people whose sensitivity is out of whack, very low to nil, You could say anything, and it's just like, if it was said, it's true. If it was written, it's true. If it's in a book, it's true. If it's on the news, it's true. Nonsense. They're doing the same thing. These are the same rules. People get angry because the Donald does it. It's a different day. He's changed his mind. Or he hasn't looked up the facts. He just feels a certain way. He just feels right to me. You know what? I said what I said. I'm the President of the United States. Who do you think you are arguing with me? Well, although there's a long history of lying presidents, we like to pretend that they're always telling the truth, or trying to. They were on their way to the truth. It was the truth as far as they were aware. So when the people become aware, like, no, you were aware of the truth, and you just lied to us. Like, how could you do that? And his answer is, you know what? You heard wrong. You did not hear what you heard. You must be confused. Like, no, I have a video. The video is gone. So that's why I say, like, either you're going to be furious or you're going to laugh. But there's, I'm like, that's seriously the reality. And when it comes to the news, it could be true, but the perception has been doctored. So what do I mean by that? If I'm trying to say that everyone or most people that go to the hospital have kidney problems, I'm going to document all the kidney problems and ignore the rest. Like within a certain period of time, it's just the kidney problems that I'm documenting. And then I'm going to say, boom, shakalaka, 99% of the folks had kidney problems. People could be like, there is no freaking way. How come just your hospital? You know what? I said what I said. I said what I said. So when it comes to me, this is why I call myself the realist. I'm the realist around. Because I'm going to give you some ways to check me. There will be a trail. So you can look stuff up on your own. If you really care, if you really want to know, look it up. I'm not going to say what I say, freaking have the research, read the research for everything, prove everything, do it all the time, and present myself well, like have myself in a little white collared shirt, edges laid, no. I said what I said, leave it alone. And in addition to that, private things. If I say something that is considered over the top for regular human conversation, I give you some real intel that is more than most people say about their personal life. The likelihood that I am going to keep you updated is very low. Likelihood that there may come to be some discrepancies, very high. Because none of your business. And the discrepancies are there for privacy. I don't even have to do this on my own. I do not have to try to kick up a dust cloud behind me in order for people to not see what's going on. Like, it just happens. I'm like, I know I said that clearly. Why are these people so conflicted about what I meant? Because that's the answer. The the powers that be said, too much, too much. They don't need to know all that. If I'm meant to clear something up again, I do. I feel compelled to. But I ain't updating everything. I have been astounded by the interest in a particular aspect of my life. There's two aspects of my life that people latch on to, especially. But, and one makes sense to me. The other has been surprising. But this goes to show that ye psychic people, which for the most part, the demographic is going to already be hedging the line of private about all manner of things. But even if your public persona, like what you give to the world, is kind of private, you just have like your business face, there are people that know you. And depending on your life path, what's supposed to go down, those people that know you personally might prattle about you. You hope that they're going to prattle good things, or you hope that they're going to have some sense of couth uh, about what they will disclose about you. But you never know. Some people don't have no limits. For some of us, that's part of our life experience. And adding to this, like I'm pointing at the demons again, but the folk that get tempted by the forces upon the earth, they're tempted to get somewhere with some info. That can be a hard thing to resist. Now, sometimes it's nothing. Like, it ain't much at all. Maybe they get a little attention, a little clout for a minute. But for other people, they could get paid, possibly. They could might get on a show or something. I remember, if you're a certain age, I don't know. Yeah, you've heard of Corinne Steffens? And she published 2 books. I read both of these books. Great books. But the music industry, like, there was a lot of folks in entertainment that were very upset with her. But a lot of women were like, yay, good for you. Because not only was there a lot of intel in her book that any of us outside of that experience wouldn't know, but like it was a vindication. Like, you're not just powerless when you experience something, you have your experience. Whether people believe you or not is up to them. But there are witnesses to certain parts of your story anyway. So I do lean upon that as I see prana, like I see stuff, and I'm just like, someone's prattling. I'm just like, there's folks prattling. And I know from the time frame because of the content. And I'm just like, I didn't even think I was no big deal to you. Wish you would have treated me that way then. Why weren't y'all looking at me then, huh? Now you know me, huh? So, in a way, though, it lets me know that even now, as I walk around, like I'm a person that walks around, and generally speaking, where I live, people don't know me. I might get some cordial hellos, a friendly face, but it's not like I know you. It's like you're a human, and I feel like being kind. I'm I'm from California. I'm living in Virginia, but I'm from California. And in my little town, you could say that I was a known person. The town football games was like varsity blues kind of situation. Our home games were major. And I was a varsity cheerleader. I cheered JV, varsity. I cheered since I was 5. So I cheered all my days growing up. Are not cheerleaders considered popular girls? Usually, I was not. People knew me, but you could catch me sitting by myself, not by choice, but because I am not about to prowl around like I really am wishing for some friendship when my 2 friends are absent or gone for whatever reason. No, I can read a book. I can do something else. I can figure out something to do with myself. I never had a problem being alone. But again, outside of the town, like in some other demographics, just saying that I was a cheerleader would be enough for people to think, like, oh, yeah, definitely popular, definitely was just out in the scene. No. I also chronically been a person in a relationship. Whether I'm around the person that I'm in a relationship with or not, I'm occupied. I am unavailable. And I'm also not out in the scene trying to find the next one or double up Like, generally not. So I'm out for 2 minutes having a time cutting up, and then I'm taking again. Am I sad about this? Not really, no. I don't have any regrets. I am really a low key person. But do I like to have fun sometimes. I'm like a really cool nerd. Too cool to hang out with the nerds all the time. Too nerdy to understand what all the cool folks are talking about all the time. And so this is interesting in adult life that the internet makes it so the high school vibes continue. The popularity vibes continue. You can be popular within a group. You can be popular in general on the interwebs. But it's still going to be amongst like some people, like not an everybody thing. This is a little meandering, short meandering. Okay, so I didn't really consider myself a gamer girl. I played The Sims, I played Roller Coaster Tycoon. I love those games, but those are the two games. That's it. And I don't play them extensively, and it's been a while because I really prefer to play it on a computer, and I don't have a computer that can run either of those games. I have what do you call it? A Chromebook. So I did not consider myself a gamer, but I play phone games, but I'm still not like a crossover from console game onto the phone kind of phone gamer either. I play little puzzle games, like things like that. Anyway, I had not heard of this Mr. Beast person, but apparently, like, you see his face all the time in the ads for these games. Like, it's a constant. So I had to look this program up. And apparently, like, he's got, I don't know, like a million or something, many millions, like lots of folks that follow him. Where was I going with this? The point is, within your sphere of focus, whatever your interest is, somebody might be a common name. Like in psychics, like we've heard of John Edwards, like everybody in Sylvia Brown. Like we know certain folks. But the names or the information does not always carry. So I experience this a lot, witness this a lot, because I have a variety of interests, and I might slide from here to there, and people here to there may or may not know what I'm talking about. That doesn't mean I don't know what I'm talking about. It means I'm exposing you to something that you don't usually involve yourself in. or somebody that you wouldn't otherwise know. I'm glad for this. Who I mention might not necessarily like me if they knew me, if they got a chance to meet me, they might not necessarily like me or want to be associated with me or whatever. But that doesn't mean that I'm not inspired. That doesn't stop me at all. I don't care if you like me or not. What I care about is your information. Is it solid? Are you helpful to me? Am I inspired by you? This is how sometimes it's like for my brown folks in the crowd, this is how by and by every now and again someone a bit racist might happen upon the radar because I didn't give a damn. I'm not in any sort of danger. Now, am I conscious, though, that there are some racist people in America that are really trying to cause problem? Yes. But this is why I bring up Lincoln, I bring up the Underground Railroad, I bring up the Union soldiers, I bring up other countries that have been supportive of abolition because I want to remind the brown folk that the racism never wins for long. It doesn't win for long. It doesn't win indefinitely. It is not an infinitely powerful force. I saw a little bit of book commentary, a little bit of controversy about the author of Children of Blood and Bone and how she wants to disassociate herself from the movie that's going to be coming out, the adaptation of her book. Because I reckon a main character is not what she would prefer. My little my stance, I won't say little because this may echo far and wide, but what I'm going to say is that some progress is progress. Just like oh no, Shonda Rhimes. So she has interracial love, lots, in her writing. That's what's on the screen. But you know what? She is a first for so much. She got Shondaland. Like she was running the whole freaking night of TV. She's writing all these episodes. She's doing all this. So, if one of the characters has to be white or something else, heck, you really can't say that wouldn't be one of Shonda's thrills. Like, come on now. I bet you. I'm not getting into your business, Miss Rhymes, but I'm I'm saying that the point is progress is progress. I saw something offensive about The Princess and the Frog that I'm not gonna repeat, but I'll say that although she's the hardest working Disney princess we've ever seen, she's still the first black Disney princess, and they could have stuck with none. So progress. We got Tiana. Another brown girl is Moana. Everybody, everybody brown doesn't have to ride the Pocahontas wave. Especially because when the real story is out there, like it really messes up the romance. So anyway, um, progress, progress is progress. Everything isn't going to appeal to everybody. And we have to be glad that there's moves being made. So I think that's about it. Talking about psychic honesty, being aware of this. Individuals that, like, if you do readings publicly and you're really trying to project authenticity, then you're gonna have to put your put your realness on, like, in all capacities, all cylinders firing as much as you can. The decks that you use be really the decks that you use. Insert some of your real life anecdotes by and by. Yeah, yeah, like, what I mean. Alignment. Keep things aligned as much as you can allow. I'm not even gonna pretend like comfortably. It's not always comfortably to be aware of eyeballs skimming you, especially for the folks you show yourself like skimming your body, looking at you, your health, uh, your know-how. If you say you've been reading tarot for 40 years, people are looking for signs of 40 years. Like, do you look like you're at least 40 years old? So you're saying straight out the womb? Is that what you're saying? For me, I constantly, like, I consistently witness confusion over my age. And my answer is, first of all, why is this interesting? I don't proclaim to have been reading tarot a million years. I say that I've been religious through lifetimes. and that I've done a lot of readings. But are there people that have done more readings? Sure. People that have been reading longer? Sure. That's not the point. The point is you find a reader or a psychic person, a medium, whoever, that is accurate, whose vibes feel good to you, and is doing readings. Like that is open to personal readings. Or does collective readings that hit. That's it. It doesn't matter what what age they are. Apparently, I look younger than I am. But I'm not a fossil either. So this is no shade to the fossils. I love it. The longer you're on this earth in one body, you wear that badge of honor. You have survived. You know how many people would have died of cholera? Like, you made it. How many people utilize one of those exit points and it's just like, to hell with this life? So how many people whose path doesn't include old age? So if you win the award of getting to walk around and not only call yourself old, but other people would say, you old a little bit. Good for you. Freaking dang. Sometimes I do stuff to look old. Sometimes it doesn't really fly because my face may not match the hair, but so freaking what? Maybe I put on a beard. So freaking what? I have moods. And my moods is honest. Don't think that that's fake. Brittany's trying to fool us. Like, no, do I think that you... If you think that's my hair, good luck. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. But I don't owe it to you because it makes no difference. Unless you are looking at inviting me to walk your runway and you need to know if I'm going to look hot or not. It doesn't matter. Unless you are inquiring. You're trying to get at me? You're trying to flirt with me or something? Then it might matter. But flirt first, because it doesn't even matter what all is going on with me if my answer would be absolutely not. I think that's the thing. People wonder, are you available? It doesn't matter. Not interested. But that doesn't mean I'm not friendly. That doesn't mean I'm not allowed to speak. I can talk to whomsoever I would like to talk to. When I would like to. I am not restricted by hours. Brittany's a very wholesome woman. Don't talk to her after 8 o'clock. No, I can talk at 2 in the morning. I can talk at whatever time I so wish. My boundaries are mine. So, have that awareness when it comes to me. Like, what am I into? Who am I into? Mind yours. Mind yours. I can feel a difference about curiosity, nosiness, person seeking some gossip fuel, interest, like, yeah, I can tell the difference. You just have to put a little more energy into your inquiry, and I'm aware. Anyway, I've prattled long enough. If you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you. I am sending lots of love your way, many blessings on the journey, and I'll see you in the next one.